Hello, beautiful souls. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Morning Container Masterclass. I'm so excited to have you in this masterclass today. And today we'll be sharing about money, how to expand your capacity to receive. Now, just a few housekeeping things before we get going. So today we are going to be having this masterclass for the next few minutes. I don't know how long it's going to be. So you all know these are transmissions and of course these are teachings, but I'm not in control of like how long it's going to be, but it's going to be anywhere between 60 minutes to sorry. It's going to be anyway. Sorry, I realized that my mic is not on. Oh my gosh. Just a minute. Let me turn on my mic. Oh my God. Okay, yes. So this masterclass is going to be anywhere between 60 minutes or 30 minutes to 90 minutes as it is led. But I'm excited to have you in today's training, and we are going to be talking about expanding your money capacity, how to expand your money capacity to receive and hold more. So the very first thing is that you want to understand it. So that's the few housekeeping. And then the last thing is that for every one of you that is live, I'm going to send you a private message after just to chat with you. And if you have any question, even right now, I'm going to answer your question at the end of the training. So hold any of your questions. And if any questions comes up during this training, you can just write it down and then you ask me at the end, because I'm going to be coaching you and I'm going to be answering all your questions at the end. So that is how we are going to roll. And then also, if as we are going on, something like you need clarity and all of that, just write it down at the end. And then I'm going to pause and really coach you and answer all your questions around money. So let me know in the chat where you are joining us from, if you're joining us from wherever it is. And for most of you, I know this is pretty like early your time, especially those of you in the US. So congratulations for those of you who are joining me live on this training from US or wherever you are joining from the end of the world today. So money container, what is your money container? What is money container, right? So the very first thing you want to understand is that your money container is literally your internal capacity to either receive, to either hold, or to actually use and circulate money. Now, the reason why I say it's your capacity in those three areas is because when I talk of money capacity, what most people think is just about receiving money, and it's just about manifesting money, and it's just about, oh, how can I receive money? But your internal capacity, how much money you are able to manifest right now, how much money you are able to actually allow and hold and actually feel safe and comfortable around, and how much money you are able to use, meaning that you put in action, circulate, purchase, buy, invest, whatever it is dependent on your money container. So your money container is your internal capacity. So this is like your internal system. It is your internal regulation. It is your inner space, the space that you have on the inner level to actually allow, feel comfortable, feel safe, and receive this money. And the biggest thing when it comes to your money container is feeling safe, right? It's feeling safety. It's about safety. So the amount of money, for example, that you are able to allow, which is receive, right? Receive and allow to come in your life, depend on how safe you feel that and how worthy you think you are in regards to that amount of money. And how much money you're able to hold depends on how safe you feel around that money. And how much money you use is how much you are willing to actually feel safe without having money and feel and experience abundance without having the physical cash around you. All right. So that is what your money container is. So it is your internal regulation. It is your internal system. It is yours, you on your subconscious, your inner capacity on the subconscious level to actually allow wealth and allow money to come to you. And more than that, to actually allow yourself to hold the money or to allow yourself to use the money. If you are in any way like receiving a certain amount of money in your life right now, whatever you are manifesting right now in your life is what your internal capacity or you are innerly regulated for. What this means is that what the amount of money that you are allowing in your life right now, the amount of money that you are allowing to come to you, the amount of money that you're allowing to yourself to receive without feeling like I am not good enough, without feeling like I am not worthy, or without subconsciously sabotaging it, is determining your internal capacity, right? And your money container is in 3 levels. The very first one is the capacity of the container. Now, let's look at your container. Again, let's represent it with a physical container. Let's say your container is a little cup, right? And another person's container is a big jar, whatever it is, right? Let's just use the analogy. What happens is that that person is going to have the internal capacity to actually receive more, the person with the jar, more than the person who is with a tiny cup, right? So that is in terms of a receivership. So your capacity is known and measured in terms of receivership, right? How much money you are able to allow in your life. What are you comfortable receiving? What are you comfortable asking for? What are you comfortable being paid, right? The amount of money you are able and comfortable to allow yourself to be paid, to receive, to be offered, that on that level is your money capacity, right? So we're talking now stage 1 in your money capacity, which is your ability to receive, how much are you willing to allow and receive and ask for. So how this reflect in your life, and look at your life right now. How much are you willing to allow yourself to be paid? How much are you willing to be charged for your coaching, for your offers, for your program? How much are you willing to ask from your boss? Right? Whatever that amount is, if it's 5,000, if it's 6,000, 7,000. And if, for example, if I say, can you ask your boss to pay you $1 million right now, or $1 million, or $50,000, or $10,000 instead of $1,000 or $2,000 that you're being paid? If your brain comes up, if you have objections, if you have beliefs that comes up, if you have like your mind start analyzing, but how? But why? But I am not good enough. But what value? All of these things, it's a reflection that your money capacity in terms of receivership, how much you are willing to allow yourself to receive, right, is limited at that amount. It's limited maybe at 5,000, at 6,000, or whatever. And what happens is that because whosoever you are on the internal level, you are a match for that on the physical level. That is simply what you attract. In every area of your life, you realize that you attract opportunities that actually, that is what is offered to you. Even when, for example, you raise your prices, you're like, okay, no, I don't want to be charging this amount that I'm charging right now. Now I want to charge this amount. Even when you raise your prices, you realize that even with the raised prices, people still come to you at this level, right? It's like you're like, okay, now I want to raise my prices at 5,000, but in your internal capacity is at this level, and you're like, okay, I'm charging 5,000 instead of 3,000 because that's what I desire to receive. That's what I desire to be a match for. But on the subconscious level, your capacity is at 3,000. So what happens is that you attract people, but the people that you attract are still the people who are willing to pay you at this level. They are willing to have an energetic exchange with you at this level, because on the internal level, that is what you're a match for. So what do I mean by that's what you are a match for on the subconscious level? Now, you want to understand is that whatever result that you have right now in your life, you are manifesting it. So what is the manifestation? Manifestation is simply the process of taking what already exists in the quantum field or in the spiritual realm and bringing it forth into this plane of light. What you want to understand is that everything that you desire, any amount of money that you desire to make or receive or experience in this lifetime already exists in the quantum field. It already exists in the spiritual realm. There's nothing new that you are about to create or that you will create that doesn't exist. So in that quantum field, there's limitless possibilities. So that amount that you desire to create is there. And it is at a certain frequency, right? And you are also vibrating at a certain frequency, because even though you are in this physical body, with these 5 senses, this is not who you are. Who you truly are is that you are a spiritual being. You are a spirit. You have a soul and you live in the body, and your spirit is what is the real you. So your spirit is made up of your consciousness, who you are as conscious and pure consciousness, pure existence, and your intuition. Then your soul is the part of you that is actually like the intangible part of you, which is the part of your mind, your will, and your emotions, right? And then we have your body, which is the house of who you really are. So your body is simply the vessel that gives you legal access into this realm of life. It is what gives you legal access into this plane of the 3D realm. Because without this body, you are in other dimension. You still live as consciousness, maybe in the 4, 5, 6, whatever other dimensions, but you are not in this dimension. So what happens in the process of manifestation is that since we are innately spiritual being, you are not the body, you are not what you look like, you are not your skin color, you are a spirit. You are always taking in that quantum field through your soul, which is your will, your thought, your mind, and your emotions. And now your mind is the part of you that actually access the 4D, because it's the part of you that is in the 4D realm, because your soul is in the 4D, even though your spirit is in higher dimension than the 4D, right? So 4D is the imagination world, the world of emotions. It's what we call the intangible world. And it is in this dimension, which is the quantum realm, right? The beginning of the quantum realm, because the quantum realm is in dimensions as well, that everything, the amount of money that you are desiring to manifest right now is. So it is available in that quantum realm, the amount of money that you are desiring to manifest right now. But you need to have access, you as a physical being, to that amount of money in that level. So each time you are actually operating in that 4th dimension and in this 3D. Like there's nothing like you are never in those dimensions, because that's who you are. You are always in that dimension with your thought, with your feelings, and with your intangibles. So what I call your intangible are simply your thought, your feelings, your beliefs, and your identity, your sense of self, how you see yourself. So when you are in this, when you desire to manifest or receive a certain amount of money, for example, in that 3D realm, right, or in that 4D realm, it exists. But then you're interacting with that realm on the with your mind. And now let's come to your mind, right? Your mind, so it's like we have soul, which has mind, will, emotion. So let's take mind only. Your mind is made up of the conscious and the subconscious. So the conscious mind is a part of your mind that actually thinks, your intellect is a part of your mind that you can see, you can notice, and you know, right? Is that your awareness, your intellect, the part of your mind that reasons, that thinks, and all of that. And then we have your subconscious mind. So your subconscious mind is actually the part of your mind that is the feeling mind. It is a part of your mind that you are not aware of. And this part of your mind, since everything is polarity and exists in duality, is what we call the feminine mind. And it is called the feminine mind because it's the part of the mind that actually absorbs everything and simply feels. What this means is that it is the part of your mind that doesn't think. It's the part of your mind that simply receive and give, receive and give, receive and give. And this part of your mind doesn't analyze, right? This part of your mind receive and gives, and whatsoever you give it, right? From, let's say, the age of, from when your brain is in the alpha brain wave, which is when your brain is almost in what we call the hypnotic state, whatsoever you give your brain in that time goes into your subconscious. So your subconscious absorb it, and your subconscious then is the part that actually controls your conscious mind, because it is the part that actually gives like 99% of the thought that you think. So most people are like, I don't know where my thoughts come from. Your thoughts come from your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is made of beliefs, right? So a belief is a thought that goes into your subconscious mind in a high emotional state and is repeated so many times that it becomes a pattern. So subconsciously, you hold these beliefs, right? And these beliefs actually influences your conscious mind and determine the thought that you think. And the beliefs that you hold determines your identity. So your internal capacity, in a sense, is your identity, which is the part of you that is made up of the beliefs that you hold. Now, I don't mean the things you think about money, because the things you think about money is in your conscious mind, right? Your thoughts, your feelings are in your conscious mind, but your emotions, your behavior, and your beliefs are in your subconscious mind. So what happens is that your beliefs, all of these things are actually in your subconscious mind. And because they are in your subconscious mind, they are controlling your results. Oh my gosh. No way. Oh, okay. I'm going to switch my camera. Okay, y'all. So my camera actually went up. It was hard. So we're going to continue here. So because it is in your subconscious mind, right? Because it is in your subconscious mind, it determines your energy. So the energy that you put out, for example, is what makes determine your frequency. And this energy comes from your thought, which is the things that are going up in your conscious mind and the things that are going up in your subconscious mind. So what is going on in your subconscious mind is your beliefs. What is going on in your subconscious mind? It is your emotions. What is going on in your conscious mind? It is your thought. What is going on in your conscious mind? It is your feelings. And these are the things that I call intangibles. And these intangibles actually determines what you are an energetic match for. It is what determines what you are. Even though consciously you might want something, you might want this amount of money, but then on the subconscious level, you are not able to hold it because in your subconscious, not in your conscious, not the things that you know, not in your brain mind, knowing mind, but in your subconscious, it's like, no, this is what you're a match for because you want this. In your thoughts, in your thinking mind, you're like, I want this. And because I want this, I'm thinking about this thing, I want this. But in your subconscious mind, is like, I believe this about this. For example, I would desire to have, you desire to charge 5,000. Let's talk about receiving, your capacity to receive. Remember, that's what we're talking about. You're like, I desire to receive $5,000. I desire to receive $10,000, right? I desire to charge 20K for my coaching or whatever, right? This is where that is, right? And consciously, it's what you want. And for example, you then go ahead and be like, I'm going to start thinking positively or affirming positively or thinking positively to be able to actually receive this amount in my coaching. But then on the subconscious level, right? Or at the subconscious level, what is happening is that your beliefs is like, no, this is what you are not, you are worthy to receive. This is what you are worthy of. You're worthy of 5,000. Why? Because you're not good enough. You don't know enough. You're not going to get people resort. You are not this, you are not this. So what happens is that there is kind of like a mismatch between what you want, what you desire to call in terms of money, and that next level experience you want to have, and the reality that your subconscious brain is bringing. So what will happen is that because you are thinking this thought, and here's the thing, you're not thinking this thought in your conscious mind because you hold these beliefs, and because your belief is and your identity that you hold is actually what determines your energetic frequency, you are going to attract more of that thing that you're a match for. So you may raise your prices. You're like, this is what I'm worthy of. This is what I want to be paid, right? In your job or whatever, 10,000, 5,000, whatever. But then your beliefs and your identity is like, nope, nope, this is what you're a match for. For example, you're like, I desire 10,000. I want 10,000. I'm worthy of 10,000. Okay, I want to charge 10,000. But your container, which is your identity, the identity that you currently hold, which is the limited identity, the identity that is built of the beliefs that you have thought about yourself, the behaviors that you have had, and the experiences that you've had from your childhood is like, nope, you're not good enough. You're not good enough. You are not good enough. So it's like, because you're thinking, and this is where even when you do mindset work, right? Mindset work may not really help you because on mindset work, you are changing your conscious mind. You're changing what you know, not what you don't know, because what you don't know is actually in the subconscious. And this is what happens when, for example, you see, you can go into like a money mindset training and you do it for one day and you're motivated, but the next day you find yourself doing that back in that place, right? Or you go for a seminar and you're like, yeah, you get motivation, but then 2 weeks later, you're back again to that place. Why? Because you may change your thought, right? And for why you are happy or you are in this elevated state, but consciously, what is actually contributing in the quantum field is actually the subconscious part of you, the part of you that you may not even be aware of, the things that you hold in your subconscious mind that you are not even aware of, and the identity that you currently hold. And the currently identity that you hold may be the identity of that little girl, maybe who was beaten, who was raped, who was insulted, who was never good enough, who was bullied, whatsoever identity that you hold, that is what you're actually contributing, giving in the energetic field. So what I want you to realize with this conversation is that what actually allows you to manifest more money or to bring more money, receive more money, is not just the thought that you're thinking. It's not positive thinking. It's not mindset, money mindset. Because money mindset is talking about changing the things that you know about the things that you believe, like the things that you know about yourself. But really in the subconscious, there are like 95% of the things that are not known. It just is stored there on autopilot until you actually do some work to go there, to actually dig deep to find the things that are hidden in your subconscious, and then find the limited identity that you actually currently hold that is holding you back from receiving more. So if your identity is on the subconscious level is 5K, right? Or 10K, whatever, that next level of wealth, you will have problem receiving it because your money container at that level is like this. And this is the thing, like I was saying, what actually contributes in the quantum field, your vibration, as most people will say, is not really made up of how you're feeling. It's made up of your emotions. It's not really made up of what you're thinking. It's made up of what you believe. And this is what I want you to realize. Your vibration is from your beliefs and your emotions, not from your thoughts and your feelings. So your thought and your feeling can contribute to your vibration, but it contributes like 10%. Why? Now, this is the first thing I want to clarify is your emotions is actually what is happening in your body as a reflection of the energetic state that you're in. Your feeling is your interpretation of what emotions you're having. So for example, and your thoughts now, your beliefs is actually what is stored in your subconscious, and your thought is your perception of what you are actually thinking. All right. So this is like, for example, okay, if I say I feel pain right now, it's because there's a chemical reaction, there's an energy going on in my body, right? And the way I have learned to identify that emotion or that energy going on in my body, which is emotion, is to call it pain. So pain, saying I feel pain, is because I have been conditioned to interpret what I'm feeling, that thing, that emotion, as pain. So the feeling is pain because I get that emotion like pain. So I'm feeling pain. So the real thing that contributes to your vibration is not the feeling. It is not also the thought. It is the belief. Now, this is where most people feel like, okay, yeah, it is your belief system. So it's not just, okay, I'm going to think positive. I'm going to think like I have 20 million. I'm going to think this. I'm going to think positive thinking. Because at the surface level, that can work for a while, but it's not going to work in the long run. Your beliefs is actually what determines your energetic frequency, because this is what the part of you that is actively in the quantum field between these two planes is like a transition between the spiritual and the physical realm that you are not even aware of, that you may not even aware of until you've done some level of deep inner work and some level of deep work to actually realize and then transcend that limited identity as a whole. So this is the thing about mindset work, Because it's like changing one belief at a time, when the thing is that there's actually just an identity that you hold that you may not even, all the things, you can never unravel all the things that you need to heal, you need to shift your perception, or you need to change a belief or whatever. So so this is why you are at a certain level in receiving. Because it's like, I want this and I'm thinking about this. And you may even have been trying like a lot of manifestation, and your manifestation is not working. It's like, I'm affirming, I'm doing this. Yeah, you're doing that on the conscious level. But on the subconscious level, your beliefs are still the same, and your identity that you hold is still the same. And this is the same thing that happened with me. For example, when I shared with you, when I moved to Dubai, it was like, oh my God, there's a level of expansion that I started experiencing, that I thought that I had done so much inner work and had transcended that level. But I realized that at a subconscious level, there's still an identity that I held. So this is where I did the work to actually change that. So that is why you're receiving how much you're receiving right now, or you're making how much you're making right now in your business. Now, let me know in the chat if this is making sense. Right? All right. So that is the first thing. Now, the second thing is that for the second phase of your container is actually the capacity of your container to hold the money, right? So the first one, it's more the first thing about your capacity, your container, is that it's your container to allow, your container to receive. And this has to do with a lot with your worthiness. When there's a part of you that feels like on the subconscious level, the identity that you hold is, I am not good enough. I am not worthy. I don't know enough. I don't have enough. Nobody loves me. Nobody cares about what I'm going to say. I am this, I am that. When you hold that limited identity, what happens is that in that subconscious level, you will not be able to allow yourself to receive higher, because that is what your capacity is. Your capacity is the capacity of the girl who is not good enough. Your capacity is the capacity of the girl who doesn't know enough. Your capacity is the capacity of that woman who is still trying to figure it out. But that's the thing, because that's the lie. That's a lie, because here's the thing. The truth is that the divine truth is that your true identity is that you are an infinite being. And as an infinite being, you are not just existing as someone who know it all, you are part of it all. So there's nothing like, I don't know enough, or I'm not good enough. It has never been about your worth, because your worth cannot be measured, right? So how do you do that? You literally have to transcend that limited identity and stop seeing yourself as this person who is limited. Because again, it's the perception, right? With your conscious mind, you use your conscious mind to change the perception that you're giving. And then through repetition, we then reprogram that identity, that limited identity. So it's like, you are not limited, and you were never limited. Because here's the thing, you can't be limited. You are, and the only way you actually go from stop being limited is tapping into the I am feel, which is the feel of oneness, which is your divine identity, who you are as a God. Because here's the thing, you are part of the divine. You are the divine. You are an expression, the expression of divinity in human form. You are literally God living and walking the earth and expressing himself through you and as you. So there's no part of you that doesn't know, right? And this is where most of you will be like, okay, no, but it's okay. Because here's the thing, the truth about who you are is that there's nothing like you don't know, because you know it all. In fact, you are it all, and you created it all. You were there as it at the beginning and as the creator of it all. So everything about you, everything that you are and everything that exists is you. So there's nothing that you cannot know and you don't know, because the I am, you are the I am. The I am live in you and through you and as you. You are a divine being. You are an extension of God on the plane. So if you didn't have to maybe change your beliefs, right? and start going from changing your limiting beliefs in the conscious level to, oh, I am not good enough, to I am good enough, I am not worthy, to I am worthy, to actually saying, this has never been who I am, and remembering who you are. Remembering who you are as a creator, and remembering who you are as a divine being. Because this has never been who you were, you are. You've never been the girl who was limited. You've never been the girl that was just you expressing and experiencing yourself as this plane of life and in this plane of life. But you get to remember and wake up to who you are. And that is how you go from I'm not worthy to receive, I am not good enough, this is not me, to realizing that all the abundance that you are even looking for, you are the abundance. You exist, you are abundance. And that is why there's so much abundance even around you right now, because you are expressing it and you are it. Right? So that is the first level. How do you get to expand your container to be able to allow yourself to receive more? We transcend that limited identity. And we transcend this through deep spiritual work. And the way that I do it with my work is, the first step, we have to decondition, because there's a lot of conditioning that you have, right? We decondition, we reprogram the subconscious mind, and then we transcend that limited identity as a whole. And you also release all the emotional blocks that may be that you are holding in your body, and that you are releasing in the energetic field as emotions. So this could be negative stored emotion that you are releasing in the quantum field every day, all the time, as signal, as this is what I'm a match for. For example, if you've experienced some form of trauma and you have repressed emotions, right? Because maybe you didn't process the emotions. Those emotions are stored in your body and in your subconscious. And because they are stored in your subconscious every day, whether you believe it or you don't, there's a law of cause and effect. This is a universal law. You are actually sending out energy. And the energy that you're sending, maybe the emotion that you hold in your body is contracted emotion that when you were feeling anger, you suppress that feeling of anger. That emotion, that is what you're sending out in the energetic realm every day. So when you're like, I want $5,000, I want to manifest $1 million. But you are vibrating here because every day the beliefs that you're sending out is, I am not good enough. Don't know enough. I am this little girl who doesn't know what she's doing. I am limited, all of these things, right? And then in your body, the energy that is being sent out, the emotions, not from your physical body, I'm talking about your energetic, like your subconscious body, is pain, anger. Guess what? You're going to call in what is the match for that, right? Now, that is why some people might be like, I want to make 5,000. I want to make 10,000. I want to make 20,000. But at the end of the day, or I desire this to manifest this level of clientele or this level of work. But then at the end of the day, this is what comes in, because that is what you are a match for. That is what you called it. This is what an energetic match is. Energetic match is not just about changing your thinking and changing how you're feeling, right? Because again, remember, your feeling is just an interpretation of your emotions. It's actually about your emotions and your beliefs. That is what makes, and your identity, that's what makes your energetic body. So with the second state, the main thing here is that if you want to expand your capacity to hold money, now you are able to receive more. The second phase, there's another thing that you need to do with your container, because here's the analogy I love to use. If you have a very big container, meaning you're able to receive so much, right? You've transcended this limited identity. You know who you truly are as a divine being, as a creator, as I am. And there's literally no limitation. You've become the infinite being. You've embodied being the infinite being. What happens is that you can receive so much. You can literally manifest anything you desire. But then your container is like a colander. When you receive it, it's like you're pouring water in a colander. It goes out. You receive it, it goes out. You receive it, it goes out. You receive it, it goes out. What happens is that money container may be big, It can receive, but it cannot hold. And if it cannot hold, then the purpose for the wealth, the purpose for the money, the purpose for which you are receiving the money in the first place will not be expressed in this lifetime, because that container is one that has holes to it. It is one that cannot hold. So, and how does this show up in most of your life? This can be showing up in your life as you can receive money, you can manifest money. Whenever you need money, you're good at manifesting it. Like, girl, you're good at manifesting money. You can manifest money right now, easily, fast, right? But then I feel like my mic is not working, so there's no need to have it here. Oops. Okay, so it's like you can manifest money. Girls, you can manifest. When you need money, the money shows up. But then you are never able to hold the money. It's like even when you try to actually hold the money, there's something that is going to come up in order for you to actually spend that money on. Something is going to happen for you to just stay in lack and stay in scarcity and stay in not having enough and just staying in the addicted state of survival. And literally, you've become addicted to survival mode and you've made this your state of being and your way of existing. This is when your container cannot hold. You don't have the internal capacity to hold money. So how can you actually expand your capacity to hold, enlarge your capacity to hold money? First of all, it starts with you feeling safe with money. Because here, this is what happened. Each time that you receive money and you are not able to hold it, it is because you don't feel safe around money. You don't feel safe having the money, right? You don't feel safe holding the money. You don't feel safe holding the money. And this means that you can receive it, you can have it, you can take it in, you can do all the things, but it's like, I can't hold it. If there's a part in your identity, again, there's a part in your psyche that is like, it's not safe to have money. And maybe because as a child, you maybe saw money was not available. So it's new to your subconscious, it's new to your brain, you holding money. It's a new thing. So when it comes, because you have not been used to holding it or receiving or whatever, you just push it away. So it's a way of you really sabotaging your money experience on this lifetime. So because you grew up maybe in scarcity, you were actually addicted to that state of scarcity. Scarcity became your normal. It became the thing that you're used to. And every time that you try to hold money, it feels strange. It feels strange to your subconscious. It feels like, no, this is not us. This is not who we are. This is not our identity. We are not someone who hold money because we are not used to this. It's strange. So let's look for something to spend it on right now. Or let's manifest a problem that didn't exist before so that we can use this money on it. So this is when your container actually have holes. Your money container has holes, right? So the third person, right, is the person who can actually receive their money container is actually doesn't have holes. It's actually very good, very big. They can receive and they can hold it, but then they cannot use the money. They cannot put the money in circulation because once they put the money in circulation, it means that they are no longer safe. It means you're no longer safe. So what will happen is that you hoard the money. You hold the money so tight and you cling to it because if you let the money go, then you are not actually going to feel safe anymore. So it means that money is like the source of safety to you and you don't feel safe in your own self without money. So with the person who is like has a money container that cannot hold money, your container is literally like, no, I don't feel safe having money. I don't feel safe having money. I don't have safety having money. So when the money comes, I need to manifest a problem to use that money on it so that I can stay in lack and stay in scarcity because it's what I'm addicted to. It's what my brain is used to, and it's what I grew up knowing. This is what feels normal to me, being in lack. So every money that you manifest, you spend it. Every time, and you're a good manifestor, so you can always manifest the money very fast. But then you cannot hold it. You cannot hold that money to multiply or circulate it in the right direction. Right? So the third person is the person who will not let the money go, because it's like their only source of safety comes when they have the money. So this person actually attached their safety to money. It's like, I am safe because I have money. And if I don't have money, I am not safe. So this is someone who probably grew up maybe in a household where maybe money was available or money was not available, and they were taught or they believe and they developed this identity like, once I have money, I am going to have this. I'm going to experience this. I'm going to feel this. So when the money comes, they cling to it because they expect money to bring them an emotion or bring them something that they feel that they don't have, which is safety. So in order to heal and expand this container, what you need to start focusing on is like going from, how can I start feeling safe holding money? And also for the person who cannot actually use money, it's like realizing the purpose of money. So let's talk about the second one. The reason, the way you do this is you start like, how can I start feeling safe having money? I am safe with money. And I am not a bad person if maybe I'm richer. I'm not a bad person if I allow myself to receive more, or to hold it. And money actually, I feel safe with me. I am safe with money, and money is actually a tool. I am not going to be chased. I'm not going to be attacked, and I'm not going to experience harm that comes, any harm that is going to come with money. The money is not going to be taken away from me, because that's one of the big fears that you may have. Like, if I don't use this money right now, subconsciously, remember, we're not talking about consciously, subconsciously in your energy, you're like, if I don't use this money right now, something is going to happen to take it away. So I better use it so that nothing takes it away. And I better use it right now. And if you have nothing to use it on, you're going to better manifest a problem right now so that I use this money on, because if I don't use it, something is going to take it away and I don't feel safe having the money. So how can you start expanding your container? Is to create safety around holding money. Realizing that money is actually there to protect you. Money is actually there to stay. Money is not going to leave you. Money is not going to abandon you like your mother or your father or whosoever abandoned you. And money is not going to run out like maybe how it ran out. So there's no need to hold on to it and cling to it as though it's going to disappear, because the money is not going to disappear. The money is there. Right? So for the second person, there's one thing that you can start doing, like the conscious inner work that you need to do is like, ask yourself, in what way did I feel abandoned as a child? In what way did I feel abandoned? And abandonment doesn't have to necessarily mean one of your parents left you. It can be that your parent maybe didn't pick you up from school. So when was the first time that I was left? Because that is your biggest fear as someone who cannot hold money. You were abandoned, you were left. When was the first time you were left? And then the second thing, for you, who has this like calendar container that money comes and just goes out immediately, like immediately. It's like, I am safe with money and money is not going to leave me, right? So that is your thought process. And the activity that you can do is that for 21 days, I do this practice, this quick practice. This is the action-based thing. The action that you need to take here, right, is like, go and actually look for a certain amount of money that is a little bit comfortable. Put it in your physical wallet and hold it. Do not use it for 21 days. No matter what happens, decide that I am going to stay with this money. And every day, I want you to see this money as the masculine figure, as the protector, as someone who is actually there for you, present for you, and as someone that you are in a relationship with. Because one thing is that each time that money comes and you immediately use it, it's like, imagine, because money is an entity, money is an energy. In the quantum field, money is energy. In the spiritual realm, it's a being. So imagine that money is a being, and you have this being, let's assume that it could embody the physical body that you have, and you are in relationship with this person. And each day that this person comes to you, you just use them, and you're like, I don't care about you. I'm not going to treat you anyway. Like, anyway, I already know you're going to leave me, so I better use you. So that is the energy you're putting out with money every day, when you can't actually allow yourself to hold money for, like, you can't actually hold your money, right? So when I talk about holding, I'm not mean clinging to money, and I don't also mean like saving in order to feel safe as a source of safety, because I don't believe in saving to feel safe. I believe in holding money to invest, holding money to circulate it, right? I believe that money comes to you because there is a higher purpose that it is to fulfill in your life in that time. And this is what you need to understand as someone maybe who hoard money, who doesn't use money, who only feels safe when they have money in the bank account. Because money in the bank account will not give you safety. The only safety that comes is from within. Right? And this is why you see people who hoard money are the most insecure people, because they always feel like they are in danger. Because even with the money, they don't feel safe. So you realize that for the third person, you realize that money is here as a spiritual entity to be put in circulation. And when this entity is put in circulation, what happens is that it creates more of it. It creates more of it. So your job is to learn how to multiply, how to actually see that money is actually here to help you to fulfill your calling and your assignment. Your job is to actually help you to see that money is here to help you to fulfill the higher calling of all, for the higher good of all. So your job is to realize that money is here as a tool for you to actually to channel through. So it's not about what the money you want, it's what you want to do with the money. Right? And this is one piece when it comes to money manifestation. It's like, yeah, you want more money. Yes, you want more clients. Like, why do you want more money? What do you want it for? It's like, I want to buy a house. I want to do this. I want to do this. Great. So that is what you actually want. You actually don't want the money. You want the experience that it's going to bring you. You want the human experience you're going to have on this lifetime with the money. So that is your focus. That is your focus, right? So in this way, you are not actually, when you're expanding your container, it's not just like, oh, I'm expanding my container in receiving. It's like, I'm expanding my container in receiving. I can receive more. I can allow myself to receive more. From the subconscious level, I have done the work. And in the holding money, I can allow myself to hold more money and give myself permission to hold money. And when money comes to me, it doesn't have to leave, or I don't have to manifest a problem that is going to immediately take it away. And for the third person, is like, money is actually a tool for circulation. It's a tool for circulation. So how can I put it in circulation? Because when I put it in circulation, it's going to fulfill its purpose. Money is actually an entity that has a purpose to fulfill. It's not just a tool. It is a spiritual entity, and it has a purpose to fulfill on earth. And until you put money in circulation, money is not fulfilling its purpose. Because it's a being. And that being needs to fulfill its purpose through you. So holding it back and holding it bound in your bank account is not helping money. And when money knows that you are that kind of person, it's going to avoid you, because same as you have a purpose to fulfill on earth, money has a purpose to fulfill on earth. And that purpose is to facilitate us to have our experiences. So money is not a tool. Money is an energy. Money is a being. And if you actually stop seeing money, right, as a tool, if you stop seeing money as a thing, if you stop seeing and you started seeing money as a being, As this energetic being with whom you are in relationship, what will your relationship be like? And this is what I am going to be sharing with you in my Money Alchemy program. Now, this is an 8-week course where we go into that course, and the transformation, it's about transforming your whole relationship, healing your relationship with money, and literally heal your relationship with money and transform it. Because money is not just a tool, and your capacity to hold it is the same as your capacity to hold another human being. I want you to look at it like that. For example, if you desire to manifest a relationship, a partner, or you're already in a relationship, you understand this perfectly. It's not just, oh, I want a man. It's, are you a match for that man? Because whosoever you're going to attract is someone that it's either going to be a reflection of who you are, or it's who you are a match for. The same is with money. You are a reciprocal for a certain amount of money. And you, the more, if you want to experience more abundance, if you want to experience abundance beyond even cash, beyond more, you have to be able to expand your capacity to hold and do more. And how do you expand that capacity? We need to heal those wounds that you have. The wounds from your parents leaving you, the wounds from you feeling that you're not good enough because of trauma that's happened in your past, the wound of you feeling like, oh, you don't feel safe. You need money to feel safe, to be your protector. How can you heal and become whole in yourself? Because you need to be a whole individual to be in relationship with another entity. And man is another energetic entity that you are in relationship with. So you need to be whole in yourself in order to be in relationship with this entity. So how can you heal yourself? How can you heal these money wounds, these wounds that you have around money? That is making your container to either stay small, you can't receive more, you are not receiving more, even though you desire more, or you cannot just hold money. You cannot hold it, even though you want to have a flowing bank account, overflowing, and you want to put it in circulation, or you cannot just use it because it feels too much, it feels too big, it's too much for your brain. It's just like, it's too much, it's making me uncomfortable. How can we do that? Because once you are able to do that, what happens is that you are going to become rich. You are going to build wealth. Because you're going to be able to manifest the money, you're going to be able to manage the money, and you're going to be able to multiply the money, which is what we want for you. That is wealth in a nutshell. So in this program, the first thing is healing your money wound. Because you either have that receiving money wound where you are vibrating at a certain frequency, regardless of what you want, even you take action, you raise your prices, and you're doing your mindset work, money mindset, you're shifting your belief and all of that, but you're still attracting, calling in this, because that is what you're a match for energetically at a subconscious level. And then the second thing, how can we actually get you to expand your capacity to hold more money? How can you feel comfortable holding more than what you're actually holding right now, so that more can come to you? Because to whom more is given, more is expected. So more you expect to hold more. And then how can you circulate it at a higher level? How can you use money more? I don't like using the word spending money, because we don't spend money, we use money. How can you use money as a tool to try to exchange? How can you use this energetic being to exchange? How can you use it more at a higher level? Maybe going from using, like, let's say $1,000 a month for your rent to actually using $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, to actually using a $1,000 a month for your build your house, to actually using $1 million to buy a big house. How can you expand your capacity to use more? Because unless you're able to use more money won't be given to you. More money won't come to you, because money wants to be in circulation. Money wants to be in use. That is the only way it expresses its purpose here on earth. It has a purpose, and that purpose is to express and enhance human experience. And until you put money in circulation, money is not actually expressing and living its own purpose on this plane of life. So money wants to experience itself in this plane of life on higher levels through you. It wants to accomplish its purpose at a higher dimension through you. So how can you allow it? And how are you going to allow it? This is what this program is all about. So we heal that money wound, those three main money wounds, the receiver wound, the holder wound, and the holder wound. We heal these money wounds from the root cause. Where are they even coming from? And this may have so much to do with your inner child. This will have so much to do with your childhood experience. And if you've done some trauma work, maybe you've never done it at this dimension, right? You've never done it in regards to money. We've never now. So that is the first thing. We are hitting your money wound. So it's like from all of this conversation we have today, you've noticed, where are you not expanded in your capacity? Is it in your capacity to receive? Is it in your capacity to hold? Or is it in your capacity to actually circulate? Or is it one or two, or is it all three? Because for someone to truly experience wealth, your capacity in each of these areas needs to be expanded enough. Money alchemy, this is the transformational program for you. So we're going to heal the money wound. That's the first thing we're going to do. The second thing that we're going to do in that program is that you're going to embody your infinite rich identity. So your infinite rich identity, this is where you are going to transcend the limited identity that you currently hold. The identity that you currently hold, we are transcending the trauma, we are transcending the experiencing, we are transcending the conscious mind, we are transcending everything to embody your real spiritual identity, to actually embody the I am. And from that state of you remembering who you are as the infinite divine being and as God, as the creator, you then create and receive and expand in that capacity. You receive as God, you use as God, and then you hold as God. Your capacity is expanded beyond just, let me expand from 5K to 10K. And this is where the quantum leaps happen. This is where you quantum leap, because it's not like let me change my beliefs from believing that I am not good enough to I am good enough. It's let me change my belief to it has not. My worth can't be measured because you are infinite. You are God incarnated in human form. You are God walking the surface of the earth. You are the divine. You are divinity living in humanity. Experience itself as through you, as you. So we transcend that limited identity, that identity of the little girl, maybe who grew up in the household, there was not enough, and all these stories. And after healing, because the purpose, why do we need to heal? We need to heal because we need to release the emotional blocks that are stored in your body from these experiences. And these emotional blocks that are actually putting out signals in the quantum field, like, this is what I'm matched for. This is what I'm matched for. We release that, because if we surpass that and just transcend the identity without releasing that, there is still a part of you that is going to still feel like that holds you. But we heal that and we let that go, and then we transcend that as a whole and embody who you are as the true divine spiritual being. And then the third stage, after transcending that identity, that limited identity, so that you are not who you are, you're not what you've experienced, you are not even what you believe, you are not what you're thinking you are not who you think you are. You are not, I am not who I think I've experienced, because that's not me. The true expression of me is who I am as the pure consciousness, as a divine being, as a spirit. The who I am is not who I am at a soul level. It's not who I am at the physical level. It's who I am at the spiritual, as the spirit. So how can I become and embody that and put that in this plane of life? And from that place, I can create wealth. I can manifest wealth. Because this is where it becomes effortless. This is where it becomes so effortless, and you enter into the realm of non-doership. You enter the realm of being, simply being God and navigating life as God. You are not doing to get, you're simply being God. And everything simply manifests and comes to you. Now, the last thing that we do is we really talk about manifestation, money manifestation. How can you now manifest and create wealth from this place of God, from this from the I am field? This field of I am, how can you create wealth from that place? Where there's no limitation, where there is no blocks, you've never been limited. How can you create wealth or more wealth into this plane of life from that plane of life? How can you do that? And this program is going to be 8 weeks. So in these 8 weeks, we are going to be doing these 3 main things: healing your money wound, embodying your I am frequency, the rich you, the true you, and then how to manifest and create wealth from that place so that you can have a rich and fulfilling life. So if you are ready and you feel called to step into this room, this is an opportunity for you to actually expand. This is an opportunity to you to say, yes, I am claiming who I am. I know I am God. And if you are like, okay, no, I don't even have the money. Now that is you talking as a you now, because that's not the real you. What would you do? Would the true you say that? Would the true you even believe that? The true you doesn't just manifest money. The true you is the existence of wealth in itself. So how can you just the desire that you have, and that's the thing, your true identity, you as God, the desire that you have, it simply becomes, and you manifest effortlessly. This is what I mean by effortlessly. It means like with least effort, very little effort, and that effort is in your being. So if everything you've taken from this transmission up to now, and everything you've learned, it's like, yeah, this makes sense. This is exactly what I want. Then you shoot me a private message. Because again, this is going to be an intimate experience. I know this is for few people, but this work is what has changed my life. It has totally changed me, and the level at which I navigate and experience wealth in my life right now at this stage. So you can shoot me a private message to join, and I'm going to get on a quick call with you to just understand where you are. And the investment for this is as little as you can think of. So, but I want you not to let your mind, the limitation, because your brain is going to go to the figure. Your brain is already thinking, how much is it? How much is it? Because that is what your brain is looking for valid reason to tell you why you can't be in that room. So that you don't expand, because that is the thing. It's always going to try to keep you in that identity and in that state that it's normal to, which is the smaller state. But the way you expand is, again, breaking free. One of the things that you will do in the mastermind is like getting out of that comfort zone. What your brain is used to, and exposing it and expanding it and putting it in a room, putting it in places, putting yourself in places where that makes you uncomfortable. Because that is what actually shows that you are shedding, we are peeling the onion, and you are getting, you're transcending that identity. That is a process, one of the things in the process of transcendence. Getting uncomfortable. Because what is comfortable to your brain is what your brain feels safe with. But when you start, for example, like I'm charging this amount and you're like, I'm raising my identity and all of this, it's going to feel uncomfortable initially because that's not who you are. But until you embrace discomfort, until you embrace it, you are not going to change. Because change only happens outside of your comfort zone. And I always say this, you can quote me anywhere on this. If it doesn't scare you, if it doesn't make you uncomfortable, it's not expanding you. It's something you've done. It's normal to your subconscious. It's not strange, so it feels good. But if it's expanding you and it's a little bit scary and then it's exciting and then it's all of it and then that is it. So I want you to sit with yourself and ask yourself, do I want to be in this room? Do I want to be in this room, having this conversation, doing this work and transforming my life and my relationship with money? I don't want you to ask, do I have it? Do I have? Because that is you thinking in that identity, but I want you to leave from this training, from this experience. And if you're watching the replay, after watching this, I want you to start deconditioning yourself from even living in this plane of light and fully go alien, fully go supernatural, fully go quantum, and fully go and embody who you truly are. Because from there, you are not limited. From there, money is not a problem because you manifested. You actually created the money. You are the money. You exist as it. Money it's a divine extension and a divine expression of God. And you are a God. And because you are God, money is an extension of you. So you actually create the money. You manifest the money. You make the money. You exist as the money. In fact, you are all the money that you are looking for right now. All the wealth is already in you, as you. You just need to manifest it, bring it forth. So if you feel led, simply send me a private message and we'll have a quick conversation. And then I'm going to guide you into how to join this program. And again, I want you not to go, I know it's more like, oh, but I want those who are feel led and who are guided and feel led by intuition, feel led by spirit, feel led by God, those who feel the call to jump. If you feel the call, DM. If you're not, that's fine. I want those who want to go beyond the limits, because who want to truly embody their infinity, because you are infinite. And even if logically it doesn't seem like you have it in the physical right now, you can create it. And I want those people. So if this sounds like you, or like something you're waiting and you're ready to step into, simply send me a private message. I am going to actually reply you with all the details. And then if you are really serious about committing, we're going to see, you're going to manifest it. And I'm going to support you in that journey as God that you are. So I'm glad you sat for the masterclass today. If you have any questions, now you can ask me at the end of after this in the comments if you're watching the replay, and I'm going to do a whole video on your question. Just ask below and it shall be yours. This was the Money Container Masterclass. Hope you've been expanded and hope this transmission has been life-changing for you, because it has, even for me, being the channel of it. Sending you so much love, and ask me your questions whenever in the chat or in the comments. All right, the room is now open. Y'all can come up with your questions. I think I'm going to stop recording now for social media.